welcome to Bruce Bochy Field, tonight's Citrus Conference game as the State College of Florida Manatee faces your Eastern Florida State College Titans. And now let's meet the starting lineups. First visiting team, SCF Manatee. Leading off and playing right field, number 9, Holden Browner. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 3, Miles Davis. Batting third and playing second base, number 19, Alan Hill. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 25, Ben Ryan. Batting fifth and playing center field, number 11, Luke Boykin. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 1, Mario Travella. Batting seventh and playing left field, number 28, Matty Counts. Batting eighth and catching, number 12, Hayden Gustafson. Batting ninth and playing third base, number 44, Connor O'Sullivan. And on the mound for the Manatees, number 10, Aiden Ray. Manatees are coached by Tim Hill II. Assistant coaches are Barry Batson, Don Robinson, and Bryce Hewitt. And now for your Eastern Florida State College baseball team. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 5, Kevin Smith. Batting second and playing right field, number 1, Jeff Davis. Batting third and catching, number 4, Bo Tabola. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 30, Gustavo Mendez. Batting fifth and playing second base, number 26, Bryce Jackson. Batting sixth in the designated hitter, number 23, Shane Thomas. Batting seventh and playing left field, number 19, Ryan Cerrone. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 8, Jason Mack. Batting ninth and playing center field, number 6, Bryce Pax. And on the mound for the Titans, number 31, Owen Simmons. The Titans are coached by Mitch Gallagher, Tyson Ellis, Pete Donovan, and Greg Hutchinson. And now, please rise and remove your hats as we honor America by playing the national anthem.
Hello everyone and welcome to Bruce Bochy Field here in beautiful Melbourne, Florida at Eastern Florida State College. Alongside Ty Heathercorn, I am Gabriel Vasquez. Thank you guys for joining us here this evening as we get ready for Titans baseball here this evening. But first and foremost, before we get ready for our broadcast, we want to send our condolences and prayers to the horrific events at FSU this evening, early this afternoon per se. We pray for their families, any students and staff that might have been affected in the shooting, as we hope for the best for future events. But Ty, we got a ball game today. First game of the series as we get started. The Titans and the Manatees 5-5 in their last 10 meetings. They're both on winning streaks. Titans have 2. The Manatees are on a 3-game winner. And what do you see from them so far from the coaches we talked to earlier and what we prepared for earlier today?
Yeah, thanks, Gabe. We had the opportunity to meet with both coaches before this matchup, and the head coach of the Titans, Stephen Brown, is really just looking for effort. You know, the intensity that his guys come out with will hopefully set the pace for what could be a momentous series as we come down the stretch of the season. These two teams, both top 5 in the Citrus Conference standings, have a lot of work cut out for them because this is going to be a good matchup, in my opinion. We have a Titans team that is 5th in the state in team ERA at about 4.68, and then going up against the solid hitting of a Manatee squad that's knocked 47 balls out of the park this season. It's going to be a strength-on-strength matchup right from the get-go, hopefully.
Absolutely, as we get ready for baseball this evening here at Bruce Bochy Field. Owen Simmons on the bump, and the first pitch is a swing and a miss. Down and away, and we're underway here in Melbourne, Florida.
Yeah, first pitch looking to come out and get his stuff working will be the sophomore Owen Simmons for the Titans.
And the 0-1 is downstairs for ball 1, so the count will be even at 1 apiece. Owen Simmons has started all 12 games he has played, has a 4-4 record, a 3.88 ERA with just a hair under 70 innings pitched as he starts on the bump for the Titans. And the 1-1 is swing and a miss there. Quickly 1-2.
Yeah, very nice to get ahead of the count here on the first batter he faces. Simmons committed to Campbell University.
As he awaits now for his 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike. Oh, foul, I'm sorry, excuse me, foul ball. Look, he missed it for a minute. Just tipped it off the outer part of the zone there. Still
Almost
yeah,
got him missing on that outside.
Yep. Good pitch selection there, darting down and away from the hitter. That is Holden Browner, the right fielder, leading it off for the Manatees. And now the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball up the middle to second. It'll get in there for a base hit in the right center. Leadoff single here for the Manatee offense. Holden Browner gets it started with the leadoff knock.
Very nicely done for a relatively local kid. Holden Browner is from Orlando, Florida, went to Windermere Prep.
And now it'll bring up Miles Davis, the designated hitter. Miles has started 31 of his 32 games, has a good average at 353. Stands in with that bright yellow bat. First pitch to him is downstairs for a ball. It'll be 1-0. Has 2 home runs on the season, would like 3 here to get the scoring early for this Manatee offense. And the 1-0. Top of the ground to third. It's going to be a fair ball on the third base line. It'll go to left field. There goes Browner around second. He'll get into the third standing. And back-to-back singles here for the Manatees. Men on the corners with nobody out.
Here we go. Those strong bats are swinging early for the Manatees.
That 7-game hit streak for Davis is now extended to 7. As prior to that knock, he had 7 games with a base hit. Continues his red-hot bat coming into this game this evening. And we'll bring up the third hole hitter, Alan Gill, the second baseman.
6-foot sophomores from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Recently committed to FIU, that's Florida International University.
His first offering is outside for a ball, so he's ahead of the count, 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch to him is downstairs. Gill batting .314 this year with 7 long balls to his name. He has driven in 36. He has a runner standing out there at third with another RBI opportunity. And the 2-0. Oh, upstairs, up and in.
Narrowly avoided that one.
Yes, absolutely. Just able last second there to get out of the way. So he's ahead of the count 3-0. Let's see if it gets the 3-0 green light here early in this ball game, Ty.
Yeah, I would imagine he would already. He got 2 very solid hits, one up the middle and one down the left field line.
The 3-0 is taken in their first strike, so he seems to get the red light there. Good take early in the game. Got runners in the corners here. Got a good hitter at the plate who drives and runs, obviously, with 36 of those and a possible 37th. 90 feet away. Go ahead, Ty. Yeah.
Major test for Simmons early.
The 3-1, big swing and a miss. He hacked at that one. Definitely saw his eyes lit up there and wanted to drive it, but now the count is even at 3-2. Big spot for the Manatees in the early going, and the payoff pitch. Outside corner, called strike 3. Good location from Simmons, and he gets him. Comes back down 3-0 for the backwards K. 1 away here in the first.
I tell you, Gabe, Fernandez is definitely not in love with that call. He started walking towards first, thinking that he had ball 4 right there. Not to be. Impressive stuff from Simmons to work all the way back from 3-0 to get a man down in the early going.
Absolutely, good bounce back there. Now he has opportunity to end the inning with a roll. That one's popped in the air to right. First baseman gives it up. It's Mendez. He makes the catch over the shoulder. What a play. And the throw back to the plate. Nice pick out there by Bo Tabolo to keep that runner at bay at third.
That could have been interesting.
Yes, absolutely, and foul ground too.
Number 11, Luke Boykin.
Luke Boykin steps up to the plate now, so after the back-to-back singles, Owen Simmons has bounced back and got the next 2 batters, and now he has 2 down. Still runners at the corners here with 2 outs. It'll bring up Ben Ryan now, the 5th hole hitter. First offering, ground ball to third. Throw across to Diamond is in time, and that will end the inning. That's Jason Mack down there at third, and just like that, good inning there, Ty. Little threat there, but nothing going as the Titans get out of the jam. It's still scoreless after top of the first inning.
Yeah, early scare with Simmons giving up a couple of base runners at the top, but way to rally around him by the defense as well as the composure that he kept, falling behind 3-0 against Fernandez, and to come all the way back to sit him down. Impressive stuff. Obviously hope for the following innings not to start the same way if they want to get deep in this game, but all around you got to be happy that they kept the Manatees off the scoreboard.
Absolutely, and one thing that I learned from my last game that I called here about a month ago was our good buddy Caden from the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting. The Titans have a good defense, and it showed there. Nice over-the-shoulder catch there from Mendez down that first base side off the foul ground. And obviously a routine play for Jason Mack, but it's about the plays you got to make, whether routine or difficult, to get the outs and not give outs to your opposing team. And that's exactly what we see there in the opening frame. So good consistency. Hopefully the Titans can continue that throughout this evening.
Certainly, that could have made all the difference. Tracking back behind him, the sun right in his face in foul ground, and to keep that runner home ultimately led to the bouncer over to the third to be the third and decisive out, not allowing that runner to ever make it home.
So as we get set up for the bottom of the first here, it'll be Kevin Smith, Jeff Davis, and Bo Tabolo as we get ready for the bottom half of the first inning. Shortstop, right fielder, and catcher to lead it off against the Manatee starting pitcher, Aiden Ray, the freshman out of Alaska. How about that? A little of ways, but very unique there. I like to see that.
Yeah, all the way opposite end of the country. It'll be interesting to see how he contends with a very strong front end of this lineup for the Titans.
Kevin Smith comes up to the plate now, the speedy leadoff hitter.
He is a major threat around the base paths once he gets on board.
A sophomore out of...
Ooh! He just turned and took that one there, Gabe. I thought. Evidently not.
Unless it is 1-0. Pitch inside, and the 1-0 pitch. That breaking ball drops in there for a strike. It'll be 1-1 now. Yes, the speedy leadoff hitter. The sophomore leads off with a .340 average. He leads the state with 38 stolen bases.
Incredible.
Absolutely amazing. I was able to see one of his, or 2 stolen bases, back-to-back pitches, in fact, of second and third. Very speedy guy, and love to continue to do that in the future of his playing career. That pitch is outside for a ball to count even at 2-2.
Yeah, it'll be very exciting to see him have a chance or two to swipe some more bags today.
He waits for the 2-2. Upstairs for a ball. As we're mentioning in stolen bases, this is the guy you don't want to have on base. I know he's the leadoff hitter, but this is exactly the spot you want to try to set him down as quickly as possible. And the 3-2. Breaking ball is upstairs for ball 4, so he does get on base to start the bottom of the first.
And that's going to be the 25th walk allowed for Aiden Ray, the freshman, so far this year in 51 innings plus. Just over a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, so I'm sure the coaching staff would look to have him bring that down. But all in all, still has a lot of good stuff. An ERA of just above 4 and a 3-1 record in 4 starts, 13 overall appearances this season. Aiden Ray is going to have another crack at it, going up against the 2-hole hitter, Jeff Davis.
He has 9 of his last 10 at-bats have been hits, so looking for another one here for the opening going, and already they're checking on Smith out there at first. And the pitch is upstairs for a ball, 1-0.
Smith not wasting any time creeping up, looking to immediately move into scoring position, give the Titans an early opportunity.
For sure. Great opportunity to do so here in the early going, trying to get the runs and the bats start up. Throw back to first once more. Again, they're safely.
Jeff Davis having a very solid hitting season, hitting north of 350, on base percentage of over 420.
That pitch has popped up behind us and it will get out of play.
Davis in 31 games this season has 37 hits, Gabe.
That is amazing. That is very impressive. That is how you get your lineup going in your top 3, 4 guys in the lineup, trying to get the rally and the lineup going from your middle and bottom half for more runs. Throw back to first again, and Smith is back in safely. So the count's even at 1 apiece to Jeff Davis, playing right field this evening. Looking to get things going here for this Titan offense with Smith out there at first. And the 1-1 is fouled straight back again, or towards the lake there, and goes into the water.
It'll be interesting to see how much of a factor it plays into Ray's approach on the mound when he's constantly going to worry about Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the scenario of the ball game. Like right now, I guess it's more of an anxious decision. As a 1-2 is upstairs for a ball. In this scenario, it's tie game, early going. You want to keep the runner at bay. Don't want to give them the early lead. I would say when it's more of a blowout towards the Titan side, not give into them too much. But all depends on the scenario of the ball game, and here is a perfect opportunity. And the 2-2. That one's upstairs, so it's a full count now with Smith still out there at first as Davis looks to cash in here in the opening going. Ray awaits, and the 3-2 as Smith goes. Pitches liner right center field. That will touch down and go all the way to the wall. Smith goes to third. They're going to send him. Here's the throw. There is none. It goes off the glove, and Smith scores. As he goes on the pitch, he scores all the way from first, and just like that, it is 1-0 Titans.
Impressive piece of hitting. A great at-bat from Davis with that stand-up double, and Smith easily getting all the way around. Early lead for the Titans in the first.
There you go. That will be Jeff Davis's 24th run batted in as Smith scores his 39th run, and the early blood striking for the Titans offense. It is quickly 1-0. And Bo steps up with a runner on second in scoring position. The first offering to him is downstairs for a ball.
Yeah, the Titans look to take advantage of this home matchup on a Thursday evening because the next two are going to be a Saturday doubleheader on the road in this series. Titans are 12-8 at home this year.
Next offering is upstairs for a ball. So 2-0 now to Bo as he looks to drive in that runner on second. 26 ribbies for him on the campaign.
And speaking with Titans head coach Stephen Brown before the game started, we did learn that Botabla is committed to Missouri State. So big shout out to the catcher.
Congratulations to him. Very solid player. Batting out of that third hole. Ahead of the count, 2-0. 2-1, excuse me, the pitch. Upstairs for a ball, 3-1 now. The hitters count for the Titans offense. They're working their at-bats, not chasing pitches, and getting the right pitch that they want. Makes a contact, 3-1. It's on the ground up the middle. Little diving stop there, but there'll be no throw as Bo stands on first, excuse me, with nobody out.
Excellently done there by Bo. Upping that on-base percentage, which was already sitting at .468, one of the highest on the team, now giving the Titans, and on the corners, the opportunity to add to this early lead.
Absolutely. Still nobody out here, whereas on the corners and the cleanup hitter, Mendez comes up to the plate. He looks to continue this Titan rally here in the opening frame. Davis at first, Bo at second. The first offering is outside for a ball from Ray, and it's 1-0.
Gustavo Mendez was the hero in last weekend's doubleheader, homering in both games on Saturday as the Titans took both.
1-0 was outside for a ball, so now quickly 2-0 again. Titans working the count here, and all 4 at-bats so far here in the first, just being patient at the plate, not chasing pitches and watching the spin out of the hand.
Absolutely, Gabe. Phenomenal work, good discipline, good eye from every man that's come into the box so far for the Titans. Is that exactly that they got Mendez those 2 homers on Saturday against Daytona State and the pair of wins the Titans picked up?
Oh, yes. 2-1, breaking ball fouled straight back there. Mendez gets a good piece of that one. Count even at 2 apiece. Good response after that tiny threat out of the top of the first for the Manatee offense. Titans doing a little one of their own, but they get one on the board. And the 2-2 count. The pitch is upstairs to throw down the second, not in time. Bo steals the bat, the catcher stealing the base. How about that?
His 18th steal in 22 attempts this year, Gabe. This guy really can do it all.
That is huge. Now they're both in scoring position now with less than, not just 2 outs, but no outs. So good opportunity here and a good eye from Mendez on that high fastball. Did not chase. Pay off one much more and swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I thought I heard a tip there. Ray gets his first strikeout and the first out of the inning. 1 down here in the first.
Now batting number 26, Bryce Jackson.
Bryce Jackson steps up, the lefty. Playing second base this evening.
Bryce Jackson from Palm Beach, Florida, just down the way a little bit. It's a 6'1" freshman.
That one's racing to the left, right field, gonna get down there for a hit. One run is in. Here comes the other. The throw there is done, and just like that, it is 3-0 Titans. On the base hit by Jackson, he drives in a pair. 3-zip here in the first.
Jackson wasting no time getting a hold of that one. Perfectly dropping that into shallow right. Beautifully done. Easy 2 runs scored. Even if that ball wasn't cut off, I don't think it was getting home in time, Gabe.
No, I don't believe so either. It was a good, well-placed hit. Low dunker in the right. And the Titans tack on 2 more.
Bryce Jackson is second on the team with 30 runs batted in now this year.
None bigger than those 2. Now Shane Thomas, the designated hitter, steps in. He's ahead of the count, 1-0, as Jackson stands on first. Now one's lifted to left, down the line. And he's over to, he overran it, and it'll be out of play and a foul ball. That's Matty Counts out there in left field, not able to track it down. Or, I guess he did. He just overran it.
Yeah, got a little ahead of himself. Perhaps, just the sun's coming in directly at him as he's tracking, heading that way. But fortunate for the Titans, can have another opportunity here.
So the count's even at 1 to Shane Thomas. And the 1-1 is on the ground foul on the first baseline.
Over at the Manatee dugout.
Quickly, 3-0 Titans here in the first. As they jump on Aiden Ray, the freshman. And the 1-2 is upstairs for a ball, trying to make him the chase on the outer half. We're up for a bit, and I believe they called a balk there. So the count stays at 1-2 instead of it being 2-2, and just like that, Jackson goes to second. And the 1-2. That one's fouled off to the left and out of play. Shane Thomas has driven in 17, the redshirt freshman, looking to tack on another one more here. With the runner on second. The 1-2. That one's hit in the air to center.
Got underneath this one.
And he makes there to make the catch. That is Boykin out there for the second out.
Easy pop fly for Boykin to be able to handle there. The sophomore from Georgia. He's played very solid ball for the Manatees this year. He is uncommitted at the moment, but potentially could still find a new home for next year.
And Ryan Cerrone steps up to the plate. Left fielder has another RBI chance. And that breaking ball is just outside for a ball. 1-0 to the left fielder. If you're just joining us, it is 3-0 Titans quickly. In the bottom of the first. Well, was upstairs for a ball, 2-0. 2 runs driven in by Bryce Jackson. And I capped off this 3-0 lead up to this point. To another breaking ball is upstairs.
Gabe, we could be towards the beginnings of a very high-scoring game with the way that both these teams can get their bats heated up in a hurry.
Looking forward to what the bats do on both sides. Big series ahead. 3-0 is a ball to throw down. Not in time. That was a strike, so it was in there for the on a 3-0 pitch. Trying to catch Bryce Jackson lacking out there at second. And the 3-1. Big swing and a miss off the breaking ball. Definitely fooled there, Ty. Looked like he wanted to see the fastball.
Yeah, he did not get it.
Yeah, it bent off the table there. Talk about a breaker. Now the count is run full here at 3-2. And the payoff pitch. Fouled straight back. Able to just make contact with that one, and the count remains at 3-2.
Nice job staying alive, fighting that one off, even though he's a little late get to it.
Yeah, Bryce Jackson, I'm trying to change the topic here, but Bryce Jackson was 0 for 4 after a 4-game hit streak. So nice to drive in those 2 runs, stopping that little skid. 3-2 pitches upstairs for ball 4. Did he go? No. Hoping umpire tried to make sure on the check swing there, but did not go. So Cerrone does work the walk after battling. You know, bring up Jason Mack, the third baseman.
Excellently done there by Cerrone. A lot of the guys on this Titan team, I think, to this point, Gabe, in the year, have done a pretty good job of being patient, not getting ahead of themselves, and you know, really seeing what they're going up against and being able to get on base, drawing a respectable amount of walks.
Jason Mack fouls the first offering to the screen, so it'll be quickly 0-1 on the tying third baseman.
The team total is over 200 walks drawn, almost 5 a game by this Titans club.
Good eyes at the plate, showing it here. Line up the middle, I'll get in there for a base hit. Around third is Jackson. They're going to send him. The throw to the plate is not in time. And the runners advance to their positions. Second and third now 4-0 Titans.
Amazing right there. Just getting that ball up over the pitcher. Ray, it was too high for him, even though he tried to leap for it. Right down the middle. And then with the throw wide of the plate just a bit, opportunity for these guys to move up and keep things moving. Aiden Ray.
Absolutely, as we turn to Pax here as she steps up. So they've batted 9 to the plate.
Rough start for the freshman on the mound for the Manatees. See if he can get himself out of this with just one time through the order.
Mac driven his 37th run of the year. He's continuing his hot streak. Prior to that hit, he was batting 10 for 22 in his last 8.
Very solid, Gabe.
Absolutely. Good to see that consistency out of your 8-hole hitter. The whole lineup contributing with the batting department.
Yeah, there's not any particular weak spots in that lineup.
That breaking ball drops in there for a strike, counts even at 1. Pack stands in. He fouls that one straight back.
Bryce Pax, 6'3" sophomore out of Indiana. Pax out in center field today with the start.
Batting .247 on the campaign. 1-2. Swing and a miss as the ball is down in the dirt, but that will do it for the bottom of the first, But nevertheless, the Titans bring 4 to the plate as they now lead the Manatees 4-0. Ty will be on the call with you guys at the top of the second when we come back.
Leading off the top of the second for Manatee, number 1, Ariel Tabella.
Welcome back in for the top of the second at Bruce Bochy Field. Mario Trevea leads off for the Manatees. Manatees came close in that first inning, but they were not able to get anything across after getting a couple men on.
Yeah, and the Titans are able to bounce back in their bottom half. And they scored 4 to the plate. So if you're the Manatees, you want to pick up your base runners if they get on base, especially in scoring position. And a good job by Owen Simmons by limiting that damage.
Count is 2-1 for Simmons.
And Luke Boykin batting .352 on the season and 39 games played. He started 32 of those.
That one inside, down low. That is going to be strike 2 called.
It's a good pitch there on the outer part of the zone. Good location there by Simmons.
Yeah, way to place that one in there. And that one's going to miss low. So we got a full count. Simmons did a phenomenal job rallying in the first inning, trying to get his slider and change going.
Yeah, this early in the game, at this point, down by 4. Trying to get a base by any means. Just like that, a walk, Ty.
Yeah, shortstop Trevea, great job hanging in there. Simmons missing low a few times. But this first batter that he faced in the second, be interesting to see how he responds, maybe getting the ball elevated a bit more as he goes against Hayden Gustafson. I beg your pardon, Matty counts.
No worries, no worries.
And the bunt is laid down, third base line. That is going to be gloved and thrown over to first. Out! He's got him. And now the runner's caught in a pingle between second and third. And they got him! Run down. Just a bit discombobulated was Trevea caught in between, and he is thrown out quickly, 2 away in the top of this second.
Talked about that defense, Ty. How about that? Quickly, 2 gone on the double play. Is out there. That was Trevela who got into that pickle. Trying to advance to third on the little bunt play there by counts, but could not read the play. And Mac was able to lay the tag on. Nice pickup by Mendez out there at first. And the twin killing comes in a more of an awkward way, but nevertheless, 2 gone now in the second.
It's certainly done. And now Hayden Gustafson, unfortunately, has the bases empty, hitting the 8-hole here. Oh, my gosh. The catcher ducks as that one is taken close to the noggin. Way to get out of there. That is a 2-0 count now.
Don't know the exact put-out number. There's no official score, but I'm assuming it's a 3-6-5.
Yeah, and that was a phenomenal play just to get that ball over off the bunt to first in time. Cleanly snagged and thrown across by Jason Mack.
Absolutely.
Beautiful throw. That one is going to be fouled. That bounced in hot over to the Titans dugout.
Gustafson batting .333, and to mention his stats here, he's played in 43 games, started 36 of them, and 126 at-bats.
And that ball is in there, strike 3. That is a very quick top half of the second, Gabe.
Yeah, how about that? You get the leadoff walk if you're the Manatees, but then trying to get something going with the bunt, move the runner in scoring position, might bunt for a base hit. You never know exactly until you lay it down. In that scenario, they throw him out at first, and like I said, Trevela was just a little discombobulated on the base paths, didn't know where the play was going to go or the throw, and just heads up base running, or excuse me, heads up base fielding by Mendez there at first, throwing down and getting him out in that pickle.
Yeah, it's not exactly a textbook way of going 3 up and 3 down, but Simmons able to come out unscathed through the first 2 innings in which he had the leadoff man get aboard both times. Defense, the pitching rallying. Titans have kept him off the board. Still 4-0 lead.
Absolutely. And if that continues on throughout this game, that's going to be a good thing for Owen Simmons and this Titans ball club as they continue to limit the damage, whether it be on walks or singles or whatever it may be. Just use your defense to your advantage. You mentioned their defense out there is good for Eastern Florida, so continue that consistency throughout the matchup and be a good day.
Absolutely. And if Aiden Ray wants to save, any chance of having a good day for himself, what do you expect for him to look to do in the early going, coming back through the order already the second time in just the bottom of the second game?
I would say just consistency, ball control and placement on the plate. Just continue to know your game and just be as calm and collective on the mound as you can. Don't walk batters. Don't fall behind the count. We know what this Titan offense is capable of doing, so just it starts from there, just being calm and collective, and making sure you get this guy out, Kevin Smith. But as you can see with his average and stolen bases, pretty hard to do.
Yeah, it'll go a long way for Aiden Ray to be able to get through the leadoff man, Kevin Smith, again, because like we mentioned in the first inning, his speed is a killer. So I imagine he wants to keep him off the bases. he almost got him on the bases right there with that ball running inside tight near the hands. Smith backs away from it, but that's going to be a 1-0 to start. Second pitch, hit high, out to center right, coming up and in, not able to dive and get it. Smith gets aboard at first. That dropped right in between all three Manatee defenders out there. The one with the closest chance at it was Browner, who dove but couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, just out of the reach there. Browner out there, and right like you said, Ty, trying to get there as quickly as possible to keep Kevin off the base paths, but it dunks out there in the right center. He's standing on first for the second time this evening. He walked back to the top, or the bottom of the first. Now he's on base with a single here in the bottom of the second.
Ray peeks over his shoulder at Smith and delivers. That ball is hit out to right. That ball is going back and underneath it, and making the play, throwing in, is Browner. That's going to keep Smith back at first, and Davis unable to move his base runner forward.
Yeah, I know he was dying, Smith, there to run after that ball got down, if it ever did, but it just hung up there for Browner out there and right.
A little too long. I thought that one was going to get further back to the warning track or at the wall. It did not. We have a little bit of wind out here, but it seems as though maybe it calmed down a bit from our first pitch.
Yes, it did.
Now that first pitch is going to be outside from Ray, the delivery to Tabla.
I was going to mention the wind earlier in the ball game. When I was here last time calling the game, it was whipping out there from right to left. Here it does seem to be blowing in from that direction again, but very minimal.
Second pitch is in there for a strike called. Counts 1-1. Bo there, he scored on his single back in the first. Throwing Bryce Jackson's, sorry about that, Ty.
Oh, go ahead, Gabe. He scored on Bryce Jackson's RBI single back in the first inning.
Yeah, Tabla also was able to safely slide over to second. Ducking the throw from the plate. Now we got a swing and a miss there. We got a 1-2 count.
Also had a stolen base, so that's pretty effective for him. And again, if he can steal bases in this department for the Titans, get the runners in scoring position, that definitely helps for your offense.
There goes Smith over to second. Throw is over in time. He got him. That ball was beautifully delivered by the Manatee catcher, Hayden Gustafson. Perfect throw. Smith, not a good enough jump, and he is going to be cut down for just the 5th time this year.
Wow, very minimal. You do not see that out of Kevin Smith.
Ray is going to get that one in there for a strike 3 call. Tabla is down low and on the outside part of the plate. That is going to keep the score at 4-0 as we in the second. Aiden Ray bouncing back, the freshman pitcher for the Manatees. We'll be back with the top of the third and Gabe on the call in just a moment.
As we head to the top of the fourth.
Here we go from Bruce Bochy Field. We have the top of the fourth inning for you in a 4-0 ball game. Eastern Florida Titans are ahead of the State College of Florida Manatees. The first pitch from Owen Simmons is going to be a strike one.
Alan Fernandez back out to the plate for his second time here in the fourth. Went down looking his last appearance.
Simmons fires that one in. That's going to be fouled straight back. Simmons has looked pretty good today, wouldn't you say, Gabe?
Absolutely. Only 3 strikeouts on the day, but he's let his defense do the work for him, and it has paid off tremendously as he goes into the fourth with no runs on his name.
Certainly. 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Beautiful ball down low. Fernandez goes down swinging on 3 pitches. Simmons with a fastball in the 91, 93 range. And a nice slider and change has just done nothing but seemingly improve after giving up a couple of base runners in the first inning.
Yeah, he hasn't looked back at all. A couple of base runners since, he only walked Travilla back in the second. Ever since then, he has had his defense help him, and that's his 4th strikeout on the day. So, racking up the Ks when he needs to as well.
Yeah, now we have Ben Ryan, the first baseman, up to bat. And that check is not around for a called strike.
Yeah, look at he went around there, just able to pull it back. Good strength around the wrists to hold up that swing.
Was. Now here's the delivery. That ball is inside tight.
Bring out the fist there.
It's going to be 2-1 now. Simmons looking to work a little bit inside out. And keep it on the inside. That ball swung on to left field. Tracing back and
He's off the wall there.
It is off the wall, but into second safely in time is Ben Ryan. Going to be a double first extra base hit of the day for the Manatees.
Yeah, I was fooled a little there too. Ty, I thought I might have gone over the wall, was just off the fence, just missed being out there. He did smoke that ball out to left field. Able to get in front on it, pull it to left field, and just was able to stay in the ballpark. But Simmons has been in this scenario already today. I'm sure he can get out of it in this time.
And that ball is swung on a miss by Luke Boykin. 5 spot, the center fielder now is going to have 0-1. Runner in scoring position.
Luke Boykin trying to get this runner in. Down by 4.
And that ball is underneath, straight back, fouled. 0-2 count now.
A big spot for him right now as he tries to drive in another RBI, or a RBI for that matter, with the goose egg for the Manatees. He has 36 RBIs this year, looking for 37.
0-2 delivery. That is swung on. That's track left. That's foul. That hit just a moment ago from Ben Ryan, Gabe. That wind we mentioned earlier is subtle, but it is kind of from right to left back in, coming back in, maybe just enough to have kept that hard hit ball.
I agree.
From getting out. Now we got the swing and a miss here by Boykin, and another one down. That is going to be out number 2 for Owen Simmons and his 5th K of the day.
That's a huge strikeout there with that runner in scoring position now. With 2 outs, it probably eases the Titans defense and Owen Simmons out there on the mound. Still up by 4, trying to keep this 4-run lead at bay.
Most certainly, Gabe. Now it's the shortstop, Mario Trevea. He's going to watch that one miss. That's going to be ball 1.
Shaking his head there. It's like, no, no, no. Don't get me on that one. I know it's close. But he does take a good eye there. Good awareness of the plate.
Looking back at his runner at second. Simmons, now he delivers. That one is going to miss just a bit outside. It's going to be a 2-0 count.
I could tell that Simmons is pitching around him here. I know you're up by 4. You don't want to give anything to the offense, but attack. You know, the more you attack, the better it is for you. There you go.
2-1 now.
You got a good defense behind you. Been stellar all night.
Yeah, absolutely. And Trevea is a good hitter. He's produced 32 runs this season, hitting over 320. Yeah, sophomore from Caracas, Venezuela.
Oh, yes. Latino kid, I'm sure he has great fandom for baseball, loves to play, loves to watch. Young kids grow up there dreaming of playing the big leagues.
Yes. Went to high school, though, here in Sarasota, Florida. He's going to see that one also miss down and away. We have a full count.
Good at bat here from Trevella as he works it full. He had a couple of big swings. He's taking some good pitches, and now he works at a 3-2.
Ryan ready to go from second. That ball is in there. Strike 3. 3rd strikeout of the top half of the 4th. Amazing stuff there, despite giving up a near homer that resulted in a double to Ben Ryan. Owen Simmons gets out of it again, keeping the Manatees off the board, and it is now a 4-0 game going into the bottom of the 4th. Gabe, just nothing has been able to come together with successive hits and advancing the runners on the side of the Manatees. What do they got to do to finally break through on offense and get a run across?
Just finding a way to get those runs. I know things have not been going their way, especially in the luck department, but just trying to find ways. Put the ball in play. That was a good bat out there from Trevilla. He just could not get the run across. He looked there at strike 3, which is maybe you want to do with a 3-2 count with a fastball especially, but just finding your spots and being consistent, and that's what has to start, is just getting the base runners on, which they have been, only their 4th base runner of the day. So just going back and driving them in and just locking in that department, that way they get some runs on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. But Simmons has not made it easy on them. He's done a pretty good job of mixing it up with the placement and speed. So his pitches are coming together along with, like I said, the defense. So it's going to be tough for the Manatees to find a gap and be able to get a couple of guys across unless they just manage to really get a hold of one and change it up in a hurry. I can imagine, like a 2-run type blast, make this a 4-2 game, things more interesting. But before we get to that, the Titans are going to have the opportunity in the bottom of the 4th to try and extend this lead.
Yeah, if I'm the Manatees, I want to minimize this damage, or this lead, I should say here. You know, we enter the middle innings at this point. You want to keep the Titan offense at bay. Don't have them score any more runs, have it get out of hand as we enter the later part of the ball game. So I would say on the Manatees, just good pitch selections, good controls, and then have your defense step up and minimize the mistakes.
Yes, certainly. Now here we got the first pitch to Jason Mack. That is grounded to second and thrown over in time for the first out. 1 pitch and 1 away. Ray is able to quickly retire the 8th hole hitter, Jason Mack.
And then even get to say anything about him. I mean, he was 1 for 1 on the night prior to that ground out. Sharp ground in the second there for Fernandez, able to throw him out quickly.
Yeah. We'll see here if Bryce Pax can fight for just a little bit longer, and we'll tell you a bit about it. Well, we have a 1-0 start, so at least we're going to buy ourselves a couple of seconds as number 6, Bryce Pax, the 6'3" sophomore. And in the 9 spot, gets a second, and he sees that one a bit outside as well. 2-0.
Struck out his first time swinging. 0 for 1 on the evening so far. He looks to get on base, 1 out here in the 4th.
And that one is going to be just a bit high. Aiden Ray now behind 3-0.
As we're going to minimize your walks as much as you can.
Yep, and he gets that one in there. So able to avoid getting Pax aboard. Pax now with a 3-1 count. Delivery, and that one cannot find the corner, just a bit high. Pax is going to take his base, and we have 1 aboard for the Titans. And coming back around for the 3rd time, we have Kevin Smith.
Yep, 1 for 1 on the day. He walked his first at bat and scored a run, and then he had a single back in the 2nd, so he steps up here in the 4th as the lineup flips back to the top of the order. Big spot here for the Titans.
Certainly is, Gabe. He sees that one. He's going to take a big crack at it, but he got underneath it. So coming up and in is the center fielder to make the play. That's Luke Boykin getting underneath Smith's ball. And that will sit down the 2nd for Aiden Ray.
Getting a little, go ahead, Simon. Sorry about that.
That's right. I was just going to say that is now going to bring to the plate for the Titans. Number 1, Jeff Davis.
Yeah, I got under that one a little bit. He read the breaking ball well. He just maybe a tad behind it, so not able to drive it out like he wanted to.
His first pitch is going to be inside. Davis takes ball 1.
Davis 1 for 2 on the day. He had a double back in the 1st, and he flat out to right back in the 2nd.
Yeah, in that last inning, we saw Davis defensively. He tries to get down a bunt there, but underneath it. Lucky that the 3rd baseman wasn't able to get just across foul territory to snag that one in time.
Yeah, a little more shading off the line there. Definitely know that play is on, so it's in their head. So anything happens, I know it's 2 outs. We know that Davis has some speed to him, so
a lot of speed. That's actually what I was just about to lead into. Is in the last inning we saw him defensively track all the way over far right and get underneath the ball in foul territory. It was really impressive display of speed by Davis.
Absolutely.
To make that out.
Shows the versatility he has on the field and on the bases. Let alone what he can do at the plate batting out of that 2nd hole.
And Ray checks over, and he's going to be throwing first this time, but that ball's high. And easily back in time is Pax.
So Davis head of the count now at 2-1, looking to find something that he can drive with.
And ball is thrown in there. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2.
After that first inning, Ty, nothing crazy going for Titans offense trying to score-wise.
They haven't been able to get anyone to 3rd. Going is Pax and throwing down and in time again. 3rd time today, even off 1 hop. That ball gets in there and picks off Pax. Just unfortunate for the Titans today. This base running has not been nearly as effective as it typically is. We've seen 3 runners caught trying to steal 2nd.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic for the Titans base runners. Got the catcher back there throwing out runners this evening left and right. He's gone 3 so far, so definitely something to keep an eye on. We've been mentioning it earlier in the game how it's going to play a factor today. So
the combination of Ray and Gustafson have had those guys down and been able to connect with their 2nd baseman, Fernandez, to get 3 of them out. That's the end of the fourth. We'll be back with Gabe calling the top of the fifth here in just a moment. 4-0 ball game. Titans over the Manatees.
Welcome back to Bruce Bochy Field here in Melbourne, Florida, as the Manatees look to start their top of the fifth here. It'll be Matty Counts up to the plate, lead off the top half of the fifth inning. And the first offering is upstairs to Owen Simmons. It is ball one. More of a fast-paced game going so far, Ty.
Yeah, it's been moving quickly, Gabe, and don't expect much to change as both of these pitchers, along with the defenses, have settled in after both got off to blazing starts in the first inning. We have not seen anything too threatening since.
That 1-1 offering is upstairs for a ball, so it'll be 2-1 now, 2-0 now to the Manatee left fielder.
Yeah, Matty Counts, the lefty. He's a freshman out of Apollo Beach, Florida.
And that 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Counts even at 2-2.
Matty Counts hitting nearly 300 on the season in 32 games, 24 starts.
And the 2-2 is upstairs for a ball. It'll be a full count now coming up. Yep. Matty grounded out to third his last time up back in the second, so he's 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. We're going to start a rally for the Manatees here in the fifth. Payoff pitch is downstairs for ball four, so leadoff runner, or batter if that matter, is on to start the fifth.
Excellent take there by Matty Counts to not get too worked up on the 3-2 and calmly take that one low and inside.
Roberto Hayden Gustafson now the catcher with the runner on first and nobody out. First pitch is lifted in the air in foul ground, and it'll get out of play. Sorry, Ty, I kind of hit you there.
That's quite all right.
Try to see the ball there down that first base line.
No serious injuries up in the booth.
Anything can happen up here when you're broadcasting, even though just watching the game. Anyways, something happen. 0-1, a big cut on and miss there from Gustafson. It'll be 0-2.
Gustafson, who's knocked in 28 runs this season, hitting .333 in 43 games played, has been ever more impressive on the defensive side of the ball today.
0-2 is in the dirt for a ball, so it'll be 1-2 now. Gustafson struck out in his first appearance back in the second as well. He's down the count, 1-2. Manatee's looking to get something going here in the top of the fifth. And the 1-2 is hit in the air down the right side. Mendez gives a look, and he makes the catch again. In the foul ground, another over-the-shoulder play. How about that? The defense stays stellar here for the Titans. Out number one.
That was amazing, Gabe, and I tell you, because he turned back and forth from the right shoulder back to the left to get that one in the basket. Amazing stuff.
That is what you like to see out of your defense, and Mendez doing it again out there at first.
Two incredible plays over in that same territory today.
Chopper to first again for Mendez. It stays fair. It's at the back for one, and that'll be it. Or it goes foul. It is a foul ball.
Oh, that was close, though. And He was already looking over at the second, trying to get 2. Probably wouldn't have been in time, but nicely played off the high hop.
Got another ball his way there. Yeah, we'll do it again. It's Connor O'Sullivan stepping in. Down in the count 0-1.
O'Sullivan, sophomore from Venice, Florida.
Go to first. Nice pick under by Bendis. He makes the catch and steps on the bag for the inning-ending double play. What a show Mendes is putting on this evening for the Titans there at first base. Put another star in the scorebook.
Tremendous work all around by Mendez. He is on it, man. I tell you, he's got some spidey senses today, because between the quick reaction time and then the impressive tracking of the ball over the shoulder, he is just on top of exactly where it needs to be and putting himself in a great position to make every play to keep the Manatees off the board.
Defense stays consistent throughout the innings, Ty, as we enter the bottom half of the 5th here. So Mendes stellar out there on that first base side, continuing what he does best. So from the Titans, Ty, what do you see out of them to continue their offense? They haven't been scoring since the first inning.
Yeah, for the Titans, I think that the attack mentality maybe has died off a bit because they built up that lead, and they're not too worried about pressing for these opportunities, and maybe gotten a little bit too defensive in these at-bats and maybe overly patient a couple of times.
Absolutely. I do think that, especially with how the defense and how Simmons has been playing so far on the defensive side of the ball, taking it down a little bit. You know, they haven't got any crazy rallies going. They've been caught on the bases 3 times. Trying to work that back up to how they know how to, and try to tack on some more runs here as we enter the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah. But we have seen a lot of competitiveness and his team playing hard, as we talked about at the top of the broadcast. We spoke with head coach of the Titans, Stephen Brown, before first pitch, and that's exactly what he's wanted to see out of his guys. It just hasn't translated to more runs since the first inning, so we'll see what happens here in the bottom of the 5th.
Jeff Davis steps back to the plate as Bryce Pax got caught stealing in the bottom of the 4th. So that brings him back up in a big swing and a miss, and oh my goodness, it looks like Gustafson got caught there on the pitch. In some pain here.
Yeah, trying to walk it off and stretch it off, but definitely uncomfortable right now. Doing a great job of hanging tough is Gustafson. He's from Lake City, Florida. The 6'2" sophomore has played phenomenally on the defensive end today. Hasn't had the same level of success with the bat, but coach coming out to have a quick check on him.
Seems to be okay. He's back in the crouch position, but they're going to give him a minute. I mean, as long as time as he needs. Not sure if the ball was tipped and then ricocheted and hit him, or he just completely missed it and it was placed in that area of where he got hit.
Yeah. Tough to say, but it is going to be 0-1 as we're seemingly about to resume anyhow.
Seems to be okay as Kevin Smith stands back in. He's down the count 0-1. Smith on the day, a double and a fly out to right. Shows bunt and gets it down in front of the plate. Gustafson picks up and throws the first in time for out number 1, excuse me.
Wow. Impressive right there for him to, be able to quickly move up on that ball that was laid down gently, almost exactly halfway between the mound and the plate. But, not necessarily as easy a play as it would normally be given the circumstances for him to still be able to pop up and get that one to first in time. Gustafson, nicely done.
Absolutely, off the little injury he had as well, so good bounce back for him as Bo stands in, takes the ball in for a 1-0 count. 1 for 2 on the evening so far. Next pitch is upstairs for a ball.
Yeah, and Bo Tabla, Gabe, is from Castle Rock, Colorado. He's going to be moving a little bit closer to home with the commitment to Missouri State.
There you go. 2-0 is upstairs, so he's ahead of the count, 3-0. Looking to get on base and start some rally here for the Titans offense. Titans have 5 hits next to the Manatees 3, and the 3-0 is in there for a strike.
Tabla as well, Gabe, leads the team in runs scored. Over 46.
3-0 is upstairs for ball 4, so Tabalo gets on base with 1 away here in the 5th.
Tabla also the team leader in walks drawn. Very well-rounded player.
Absolutely, having a good eye at the plate is very big. Gusto Mendez stands in and he fouls it back. A 1-1 count.
Yeah, Mendez, that imposing frame, standing at 6'3", 240 pounds out of Kissimmee, nearby in Central Florida. Redshirt sophomore.
Mendez lines is short, be caught out there. Throw it back to first is going to be in time. Just like that, another inning-ending double play. This one comes from the Manatees defense.
Yeah, well, there we go again, Gabe. Another half inning, the Titans couldn't manage to build the momentum. Mendez, phenomenal on the defense end today, but not able to get that ball down, or rather up, maybe over the shortstop.
Yeah. How ironic is that, as Mendez, he ended the inning on his little play at the defensive side, and he lines into one himself. So that was pretty ironic there, but nevertheless, what a way to end the inning for the Manatees as they strand a leadoff walk out there at first.
Nice back and forth as we get through the 5th with the same score of 4-0, Titans over the Manatees.
Yeah, we'll be right back as Ty will be back on the call at the top of the 6th here in the Eastern Florida State Digital Network.
Leading off the top of the 6th for Manatees, number 9, Holden Brown.
We are back for the top of the 6th inning. First pitch quickly swung on and hit to second. That's going to be thrown over to first in time. And going down is number 9, Holden Browner, who's leading things off for the Manatees. One pitch, one away. We're right back at making quick work of things for the Titans defensively.
Yep, quickly one down. A 4-3 put out there. As Owen Simmons goes back to work. Still scoreless.
That ball is going to miss low, though, for a 1-0 start to the at-bat for Miles Davis.
Davis is 1 for 2. He had a single back in the first.
That ball is hit. That's going to be a chopper over to short. Quickly played off the hop and thrown over to first in time. Stretching is Mendez, making the play. 2 down.
Going back and forth here with the grounders on the middle infield. One to the second baseman, one to the shortstop. That's Smith and Jackson there, both making the routine plays. And Owen Simmons going quickly once more, Ty.
Yeah, he is now 5 2/3 strong. Always a big fan personally as a former middle infielder.
Absolutely, me too.
Of getting the soft hops and the balls grounded
100%.
our way. And that one is going to be, I think, tipped, and that's going to be strike 1.
A rough day for Fernandez at the plate this evening. He struck out twice, one looking and one swinging. And
second pitch is going to be off the glove and bouncing high up into the net behind home plate. We've got a 1-1 count now. 2 down very quickly for the Manatees. Standing on deck is Ben Ryan, who was able to get to second last time around, but going to see what Fernandez does first. Simmons delivers. That ball is hit high, underneath, going into left, drifting back from short, and underneath it to make the play. Quickly, 3 up and 3 down. Simmons gets through 6. Everything going according to plan. If you're Coach Brown in the Titans, and it's a 4-0 lead. Gabe, I mean, the Manatees, what's seemingly the issue, today with how they're reading everything coming at them?
I just think it's more of an unfortunate. I mean, Owen Simmons has been dominating against their offense. I mean, they're attacking. You saw the first pitch swinging there to start the inning, and then they both going out to short between Browner and Davis, so they're being aggressive at swinging. I would say with that, aggressiveness is good, but when you're down by 4, it's not out of the reach yet, so I would say take your pitches, try to work the count, and get on base as much as you can. That way, you give opportunities for more hitters to hit when there's runners on base. But I just think it's Owen Simmons, honestly, really just dominating the pitching side of the ball. I think he's covering up the Manatee hitters, and they got some contact in that inning per se, but he has 6 strikeouts on the night, and just trusting his defense. And again, we have a defense like the Titans do with some crazy catches we've been seeing. It's kind of hard for the Manatees to get something going.
Yeah, when we've been seeing this kind of clean defensive play, Gabe, I couldn't agree with you more because neither team has posted an error on the board, and that sure-handedness behind you has got to add a lot of comfort to when you're on the mound, and not to mention the fact that it's already strong pitching that you come to expect from the Titans. The away coach for the Manatees, Tim Hill II, was telling us before the game that he wanted good at-bats from his guys because he knew that they were going to be going up against some great pitching. And this is a big conference series. It's pivotal. Coming down the stretch, these teams aren't separated by too many games. But we got a push here. This ball is swung on. That's going to be strike 1. Leading off the bottom of the 6 is Bryce Jackson, the 5-hitter, second baseman. Freshman from Palm Beach now has got a 1-1 count as that one misses.
Yeah, he's been on base twice today's tie. He had a single back in the first, and then he walked back in the third. So solid day for him.
Yeah, that single that drove in 2 runs. This one he watches go upstairs a bit. And it'll be 2-1.
He's tacked on 2 of the 4 runs in today's ball game. So a big contributor to the lead.
And that one, big swing. This
would have been fouled back there, but nevertheless, it's a strike, so it'll be 2-2.
Just keeping a close eye on Gustafson there as he was a little slow, between having that ball roll back on him and being a little uncomfortable after taking a shot in the last inning. Watching for no further injury to him. That's good. Now that ball is going to climb just a bit, missing for a 3-2 count. It's run full. Gabe, here we go. Bryce Jackson. And he get on base, get things going for the Titans.
Absolutely. This will be nice here in the payoff.
That one is swung on and missed, though. Trying to reach for one that was just up and away a little bit. Unable to connect with it. So that is going to bring to the plate for 23, checked into the for the 6 is designated hitter Shane Thomas.
Coming out today, they caught stealing Out there back in the third, he flew out to center in his first time up.
Yeah. And Thomas is one of 3 Titans to be caught stealing today, or I'm sorry, 2 officially, as we had one that was literally a strikeout. And that one's hit it, and that's going to get past the first baseman into right field. Safely in for the single is Thomas. Browner throwing that one back in, unable to get over to it in time was the first baseman, Ben Ryan.
There we go, that might get something going for the Titans offense. A 1-out single brings up the bottom half of the lineup. Let's see if they can get something going and maybe get the top of the order to do some damage.
First pitch here is just a bit up and inside. That is going to miss for ball 1.
Breaking ball just missed the plate there. They didn't break in the zone.
Left fielder Ryan Cerrone sees pitch number 2 in there for strike 2 near the outside.
And a breaking ball just able to find the corner, bouncing back from the previous pitch. Counts even at 1 now.
And that one is chopped. Pitcher's going to play it and throw over to first in time. Aiden Ray nicely able to get over to that one. Bouncing short and left.
Runner advances to second there. That's Thomas. So works like a bunt. You can get Jason Mack here, who's had a pretty decent day. He has a hit on the campaign and has grounded out to second. Just put the ball in play, which is what you want if you're the hitter, to put the ball on the field and make the fielders come to you.
Yeah, absolutely. See what Shane Thomas can do if this ball can be hit out of the infield. Max sees pitch 1 low and outside, takes ball 1.
It's a good take here, I would say. With the one thing that Ray has had a little more of an issue with this evening, Ty, is his command on the mound, not able to find the zone on certain occasions, but has bounced back. So if I'm Mac, I watch out for that.
Definitely, Gabe. That one, it does get the outside corner. These breaking balls consistently now, Ray is trying to get these Titans hitters reaching across the plate. Counts 1-1, 2 down. Shane Thomas on second for the Titans. Pitch is going to be up. Quick ball 2.
You can see the dirt popping off the glove there from the catcher. Shows you how hard these pitchers can throw it here, especially at this level. So it's good to see them having lively arms, as that's come, more of the game of baseball was, high velocity and pitches.
Oh, absolutely, Gabe. Aiden Ray has that pitch fouled straight back at us. That one's into the netting. The count is even at 2-2. Ray, despite the shaky first inning, has showed that he still has a lot to offer, the 6'3" freshman from Anchorage, Alaska.
He's showing a fight here. Hasn't allowed a run since that 4-run inning.
And 2-2 is going to be straight up the center and not able to get to it as the second baseman coming around third. In the throw, not in time. It takes a high hop off the mound. Now going to be moving over to second. That was a most unfortunate hop on the throw in from center.
But it was more of a fortunate base hit there. Ties was right back up the middle. Shot it right back where it came from, and the Titans tack on their 5th run on the evening as they finally break the scoreless streak here. Coming into the 6th, it's 5-0 Titans. What a way to respond, and a good at-bat from Mack. Fouled off a couple pitches, saw some ones he didn't like, and he shot it right back up the middle for the RBI single.
Excellently done. Way to hit that one back straight at Ray, getting through the middle. Now Pax, and that ball's going to get away from the catcher and going over to third quickly and holding up as Ray will move in to cover the plate, making sure that Mack is not able to come around home. But quickly now, the opportunity to make it 6-0. The 1-0 wild pitch getting away from Gustafson. These balls are hopping all over the place suddenly on the Manatees. Pax here with the 1-0. Delivery from Ray. That is outside, ball 2. You were just saying a moment ago, Gabe, about the command that Ray has not shown consistently throughout the day.
Yes.
missing a bit low, walking a few batters of the Titans. This 2-0 is swung on, fouled back. 2-1.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Ty, the man has been a little more of an issue today for Ray this evening, getting walks in, and they have come back to bite him as they've been driven in for runs.
And that one is swung on, and that one is going to be fouled, evening the count at 2-2.
Beautiful sunset today here, Ty.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous day for baseball.
A phenomenal Florida evening, as I like to say.
Absolutely.
Picturesque here at Bruce Bochy Field in Melbourne, Florida. The 2-2 is in there. Strike 3 called. That is going to sit down Pax and get Ray out of potentially giving up another run. Titans add 1 to the lead, making it 5-0. We're going to be back in just a moment with Gabe on the call for the top of the 7th. Titans on top of the Manatees, 5-0.
Leading off the Manatees, number 25, Ben Ryan.
Welcome back to the top of the 7th here at Bruce Bochy Field as Owen Simmons continues to work. And that first pitch is fouled off to the right and out of play. Will be 0-1 to leadoff hitter for the 7th inning, Ben Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan has done a little bit of damage earlier in the ball game, Gabe. It's crucial now in these final frames.
Oh, it's fouled straight back in our general direction, quickly down 0-2.
The Manatees running out of time to fight their way back into it. Nice little friendly reminder as we saw one fan in a teal Jags jersey wandering around with his little pet snake coiled around his forearm. Animals are welcome at the park.
And that 0-2 offering is fly to right field. It'll be caught out there by Jeff Davis for the first out. And yeah, Ty, we did see that fan in the Trevor Lawrence jersey down there. He was down that right field side of those seats. Now he's moved over to the behind the plate ones.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the rally snake is going to be able to encourage the Manatees to be able to slither their way back into this one, but
that offer is on the ground to third for the third baseman. It throws across in time. That's Mack, and quickly 2 gone for the Manatees here in the 7th.
Yeah, got a little sidetracked there talking about the pet snake, but
no worries.
Don't worry, the Titans defense is not rattled. They're hanging in there.
Get some jokes up in the booth. I'm a fan of him. I'm a big fan of him, Ty. That's great. It'll bring up Mario Trevilla as he comes back up, and he flies that one out of play off to the right. Something tells me that I don't know if this rally snake would immense here, but we still have a lot of ball game left, about 2-ish innings, but Simmons continues to dominate. Next offering is downstairs for a ball. Count evens at 1.
Rally snake might need more of a beer snake going on. I don't know if you've had the opportunity to see that in the D.C. area with all the cups stacked and the fans, but the only thing stacking up today is the K's from Owen Simmons.
There you go. Yes. Yes, 6 of them. And the a stellar Titan defense here this evening. That's racking up a couple of stellar defensive plays. 2-1 is downstairs for a ball, does not get the call. It was close. There's someone on our booth say it was a strike. They wanted that call. And the 3-1. Line to short. Nice pick out there by Smith. Gets up and throws in time to end the inning. We've been saying all night the Titans defense has come to play. Add another star in your scorebook next to that defensive web gem. Another 1-2-3 inning for Owen Simmons as he gets to the top of the 7th. Ty, what more can we say about this defense here?
I don't know, Gabe. I'm nearly speechless. Kevin Smith there, just reading that hop beautifully, snagging that on a beautiful back, and then popping over, firing to first. It's been incredible, one play after the other.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than this right now. Where we're seeing just insane defensive plays all evening for the Titans. We mentioned that they are a good defensive team. And the coach mentioned that when I first came here to broadcast for Eastern Florida, they did tell us that they have a good defense. And not only did they show it in the first game, they have showed it 5 times more in this one.
Yeah, it has been nonstop, and I can't imagine how pleased Simmons is with how quickly we've been moving through each of these successive innings. It's allowed him to stay out there because he's been strong, and the defense behind him has been even stronger.
I agree. Nothing more you can ask if you're a pitcher. With a good defense behind you and yourself is commanding the strike zone and getting pitches off balance, racking up Ks, and having some defenders that can really pick it behind you.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be too much of a surprise, Gabe, when these guys are so talented that we're going to have the likes of Owen Simmons moving on to play at Campbell, and also Kevin Smith going to be a UNLV Rebel next year. These guys got some highly talented young talent dotted all across the field for both of these clubs, but we have seen it especially on display on the defensive side by the Titans tonight.
New pitcher on the mound for the Manatees, number 30, Cole DeMett, stands on the bump. He tries to minimize this 5-0 lead from the Titans. And his first offering is a breaking ball that is inside and maybe even a little up for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, close there. We couldn't work that one in. DeMett from Bradenton, Florida.
That one drops in there for a strike. It'll be 1-1. So it brings Kevin Smith to the plate. Lineup flips over here in the 7th. Be Smith, Davis, and Bo.
DeMett is a big right-hander at 6'6".
That pitch drops just a little low. Maybe it was in the dirt, actually. So it'll be 2-1 now. Kevin Smith waits for his 2-1. Now one's in the dirt and low. Smith is 1 for 2 on the night and a single in the second. Flied out to right, or center, excuse me, in the 4th, and then he had walked and scored in the opening inning. 3-1. Big swing and a miss from Smith. The count goes even at 3-2.
I was just going to say it was an excellent eye laying off the breaking ball on the last pitch, but did not connect on the big rip for that one.
So the count runs full now as Cole DeMett sets and fires. Chopper up the middle. He plays it and throws the first in time to get the speedy Smith for number 1.
And a little awkward hesitation for a half second there. His height definitely helped make it easier to reach for that high chopper, but
yes,
made the play in plenty of time. He's 2-1 in 15 appearances this year. 34 1/3 inning pitched. A 2.62 ERA for the redshirt freshman.
Jeff Davis climbs in. 1 for 3 on the night. That breaking ball is just upstairs for a ball, 1-0. So he likes to use that breaking ball tie to probably get the hitters off balance and read it differently out of the pitch selection once he throws it. When it was outside. Pitch release, I should say, instead of selection, but try to get that tunneling vision, the eye level, and see different.
Yeah, and right here with Davis, very good hitter. It's going to be hard to go against.
That ball is chopped on the ground. The first, it stays fair right there on the bag. The step on it is Ryan for out number 2.
Unfortunately, there, not great contact from Davis and rolling directly over to first for the easy play. Get Ryan right there.
So 2 quickly gone here in the bottom half of the 7th for the Titans. 5-0 Eastern Florida State. Good offensive day for them. A good pitching day for Owen Simmons, but the highlight of the evening, a great defensive gym all around the field for Eastern Florida.
I was just going to say, Gabe, point in any direction, pick any player you want. They've all made at least one incredible defensive play. Davis out in right field. You got Mendez at first. Smith over at short. A lot of high-caliber plays made on that side of the ball.
We 1-1 now to the third hole hitter, Bo. Hit a single and scored in the first, struck out looking in the second, and then he walked back in the 5th. And the 1-1. Ricky Ball drops in there for a strike. Could be 1-2. Titans able to tack on a run in the last inning to extend their lead. 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3 now in the inning. So the Titans go 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the 7th. They don't score. As we go to the 8th here in the Eastern Florida State Digital Network, as Ty will be back for the last time in the 8th inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back in, folks, and thanks for joining us. If you're catching the live stream on YouTube for Eastern Florida State baseball, matchup between the Titans and the Manatees tonight. Saw a hot start with a lot of action in the first, but not much since. It is a 5-0 ball game, as the first pitch from Simmons is going to be 1-0, delivering outside.
So Matty counts the left fielder up.
Pitch 2 is going to be in there. Strike 2 call on the inside.
0 for 1 on the night. Grounded to third. His first appearance and walked, and then lined to a double play.
Counts. Hits that one over to third. Easily played off the ground. And over to first in time. Nicely done there.
And second ground out to third this evening. And quickly one down for this Titan defense.
That was a soft roller over to Jason Mack.
Batting number 12, David
Handled nicely. And once again, Gabe, you and I have talked about it, but the pace at which they're churning through this order of the Manatees, it just seems to accelerate bit by bit in each frame. Little doing for the Manatees. Now that one is over the head. That one
Released a little too early there. I want to release the pitch just a little too wildly, but somebody can't bounce back to. Oh.
And now we have a 1-1 count for Gustafson.
I mean, if he went down there and caught that ball on the dive, I would have just flipped out the way how everyone's playing so far. I mean, if Ryan Cerrone is just tracking that one down and dives like Superman, this whole booth will go insane.
It wouldn't have been too surprising, but we're going to have instead ball low and away for 2-1 now from Simmons. It's you've come to expect it at this point in the game. With how dialed in the entire Titans defense has been. Simmons delivers the 2-1, and that is going to hop well short of the plate, and ball 3. Gustafson fights back 3-1.
And one question I asked you, Ty, before the inning started was, what are the chances do you think that Owens here goes the full 9?
Yeah, I think that Simmons could go the distance with, again, just the pace that he's working through the order. And that one is hit over to short, played off, bounce, and over to that throw is way up high. And coming around in between now, that ball is slowly rolling in, having to get back over to first. Some confusion on the base pass from Gustafson as to whether or not he was going to turn and get over to second. Not sure what exactly was going through his head and what the decision was there to send or not on the wild throw, but he probably would have had time to make it a second game.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. I mean, in this scenario, you don't want to take any chances on the bases. You're down by 5 and you're in the 8th inning already. You might as well keep your guy on first. There's only 1 out. So get the base runners you can and keep them where they're at so you don't get any more outs on the bases. But more of an uncharacteristic area there for Titan defense that we've seen all day. It's been all stellar. So a little bit of a high throw there from Smith, but nothing the Titans can't bounce back from as they are in double play depth here with less than 2 outs.
No, absolutely. And that's a great point that you make, Gabe. But that's going to go down to E6, Smith.
Yep.
And runner on first here for the Manatees. The first pitch delivered, and that's swung on, and that's going to get through into left field. And easily a single as Smith was over a bit to the right. That got perfectly between him and Mack.
And with that double play depth of the infield, it was able to go in between that hole of short and third. You saw Smith play towards the bag there, so it left that hole open, and Connor O'Sullivan able to stay back on that pitch and drive it the opposite way.
Yes, fine piece of hitting there by Sullivan, getting that going the opposite way. So coming back around, Holden Browner is going to be in the box after this quick meeting with the mound here for the Titans. Well, you just asked me a moment ago, Gabe, about Simmons going the distance. How do you feel about it now with a pair of base runners on for the Manatees?
I think I just cost him. I think I had the announcer jinx on him, to be honest, because he get a little miscue on the field and then a opposite field single. So, not out of the woods yet completely. Again, a double play is still in order here.
Indeed, and after that quick discussion, Coach Stephen Brown, just kind of building some confidence back up in his young pitcher. See what Simmons has in store, again, for Holden Browner, the right fielder.
And Landon Moore now warming up in the Titan bullpen out there on that left field line. A sidearm thrower, more of a specialist, they call it, in case Simmons gets into any more trouble.
First pitch, swung on, hit hard, out center, and making the catch throwing back in, tagging up and getting over to third safely is Gustafson, but nice play out there in center field. Bryce Pax.
Yeah, Bryce Pax out there making a good read. I think he meant to go back. He was able to track it down to straightaway center and make the catch. Huge play out there in center field to keep the runners from scoring, I should say, not keep them at bay, because the runner was able to tag there. That's Gustafson.
Absolutely. So at the corners now with 2 outs. Miles Davis at the plate. And he swings on the first one. That's fouled over to the right, going over and not going to be able to keep that in and playable for Mendez, who's had already a couple of tremendous plays in foul territory today.
Absolutely, 2 of them. Yeah, no. Just curls out of play, but yes, Mendez having some outstanding behind the shoulder foul out catches out there. One more wouldn't hurt.
Oh, no, absolutely, especially to end inning in the top of the 8th. That would be insane. Davis now swings on again, and he gets underneath that one. That's into shallow right. And the play is made. That is going to be 3 down. Excellent way to track back over and get underneath that one. Bryce Jackson getting out of a jam was Simmons, able to keep Manatees off the scoreboard now through 8 incredible innings, Gabe.
I think that'll be it for him. I think they're going to bring in the bullpen for the top half of the 9th. It could be wrong, but I think Owen Simmons has had a phenomenal day on the bump, allowed no runs on only 4 hits. His defense was basically perfect. He had a great day, and it ended right there. Again, with runners on the corners, able to keep the runners that were able to get on for the Manatees in the respectable positions and not have anything else going. So absolutely outstanding day from the starting pitcher of Owen Simmons.
Most certainly, Gabe. That was impressive work, too, all around. Outfield and infield, guys making plays. So despite the Smith overthrow to first, they get out unscathed, despite a couple of men aboard. Still a 5-0 lead coming into the bottom of the 8th for the Titans. Looking to hang on to this decent lead that they've built for themselves, mostly in that first inning with 4 of the 5 coming there. Look to see what they can get going again, as we are going to once again see the long 6-6 Cole Dement pitching for the Manatees.
Yeah, he came off a strong inning in the last one, and back in the 7th, he went 1-2-3. He made a play himself to get Smith. He had Davis ground out to the first baseman, and he struck out Bo Sabola to end that inning. So Titans looking to make some different noise here, maybe tack on some more runs, and maybe Owens can finish the ball game and if they can cross some more to the plate.
Just perhaps, with Gustavo Mendez stepping into the box to lead off the bottom of the 8th. First pitch, outside. That one's going to be a bit low for ball 1.
Gustavo Mendez struck out his first time and popped out to second and then lined out to short double play. So he's over 3 on the night.
Mendez, second one, breaking ball, gets in there on the inside. Drawing the count even, 1-1. Redshirt sophomore, I would say currently, Gabe, is my defensive player of the game up to this point.
100%. I mean, you can't deny that. I mean, despite his 0 for 3 at the plate, he has saved a bunch of runs and opportunities with his glove alone. So you can give credit to him. He didn't drive any, but he definitely saved some.
No, for sure. As we're getting into twilight hours, a 2-1 count as the ball runs inside on Mendez. The 2-1. He hits that one hard to second. That is played off the ground and over to first in time. Easy play for Fernandez.
Rough day at the plate for Mendez. Now goes 0 for 4. I believe he's actually the only player in the lineup without a... No, I am wrong on that. Excuse me. Cerrone does not have a hit to his name, and neither does Pax. But again, Mendez with his stellar defense has helped the Titans a lot in this game.
Yeah, well, now we're going to have the chance to see Bryce Jackson back up to the plate, somebody who has had something going offensively for the Titans today. The 1-0 delivery from Demet. And it's swung on and missed. It's going to be strike one.
A big cut and miss there, trying to get on base by any means here. Bottom of the eighth. This is where, you know, you start chipping away here and there if you're the Titans. Someone to add some runs, but don't throw the game away.
Oh, for sure. Right-hander gets that one in for strike two.
It was full there on that pitch. Ty looked like he wanted the fastball, and Cole's breaking ball is really good. He has good stuff and fools the hitter thinking it's a fastball.
Bryce Jackson misread the location. And he swings at that one as well. It's going to be tipped and played by the catcher and thrown over to first in time. Jackson goes down. 2 outs now for the Titans. Third man up to the plate is going to be Shane Thomas, the designated hitter.
Shane Thomas singled and scored on Jason Mack's RBI single back in the last inning.
First pitch to Thomas is inside, getting past Gustafson. That's rolling to the backstop. Ball one.
New man in the bullpen for the Titans.
Now Demet's 1-0 delivery. And checking, but that ball is in there anyway on the inside for strike. 1-1.
That's Dominic out there in the bullpen warming up for a possible appearance in the 9th inning.
Redshirt freshman takes the 1-1 in for strike two, called behind. Demet looked to close things out for the Manatees in this bottom of the 8th. And that misses ball two.
It's a good take there, Ty.
It was.
Chasing the breaking ball or any waste pitch in the zone there, or out of the zone for that matter.
Props to Thomas to show some patience despite the 5-0 lead to just go ahead and take a whack at it. Now on the 2-2, he will get a piece of that one, but that's going to be easy hop to second, over to first for the third out. Sitting down the Titans. Demet gets through another one, and we still have a 5-0 ball game. Beautiful Melbourne, Florida. The lights are on, the sun is down, and we are going to go to the top of the 9th with Gabe on the call. Manatee's last chance, and it looks like we are going to have Owen Simmons come back out onto the mound, see if he can close things out on the bump on a scoreless day. We'll be back in just a moment.
And welcome back, everyone, to Bruce Bochy Field here, the top of the 9th, as Owen Simmons is back on the bump trying to close it out. Excuse me. And his first offering is a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, Simmons just missing a bit outside there, but he has been going very strong tonight. Look for him to come back inside.
Next offering to him is inside for a ball, 2-0. It brings up Alan Fernandez, who was 0 for 3 on the night. 2 strikeouts and a pop out to short.
Might be a patient approach here from Simmons on the mound, but only 3 outs away from keeping the Manatees off the scoreboard and going the distance.
A 2-0 pitch drops in there for a strike, 2-1 on the breaking ball. 2-1 now. on Fernandez. And the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count is even now at 2-2. Good pitch there from Fernandez. And it's 2-2. Is line to center field. In comes Pax. And it's going to fall in there for a hit. Leadoff single here for Fernandez here in the 9th.
Well, 5-run lead for the Titans, so it'll be interesting to see how much of a leash Stephen Brown has with his starter this far through into it. You know, probably the opportunity to be patient with just a leadoff man aboard, but see if the Manatees can build on that and gain any momentum.
So leadoff runner is aboard. Next pitch is line left center field. Get down there for a base hit. Station to station as the Manatees try to get a slight rally going here in the 9th. Back-to-back singles, 2-on, nobody out.
And I believe that is the first time that they've had consecutive batters get aboard in quite some time, going back to maybe the first inning, at least on 2 consecutive hits.
Yes, correct. It was on the first inning, back-to-back pitches for that matter, where they've had 2 base runners on in that regard. They did have the last inning an error, I think a single, but in the hit department since the first.
And Gabe, that is going to do it for Simmons, dapping up his teammates as he's getting ready to come off the mound. Very impressive nonetheless, 8+. Ended up allowing 6 hits on the night, just 4 through the first 8 frames. Getting a round of applause from the audience here.
Outstanding performance here from him tonight. He goes 8+ as he enters the 9th inning with 8 shutout innings to his name, only allowing 6 hits. His defense definitely helped him out, not like he needed it because he was commanding in general. So a great day for him as he is obviously in line for the win. As the bullpen comes on for the Titans, Ty.
Very commendable effort for Simmons. Much to be proud of there, like you said, from a defensive standpoint, but also him. Teammates all coming out of the dugout to applaud the effort, as well as the fans here in the stands. A lot of respect for what he put together today. Definitely wouldn't have expected it after the first 2 batters he faced, the way that things turned around super quickly. I remember pointing out in that early going, I was like, we might have a high-scoring affair on our hand, but that has not been the case tonight.
So it'll be Dominic Danucci, hopefully pronouncing that right, as he comes in out of the bullpen trying to shut down this 9th inning and give the Titans a win and move their winning streak to 3 games. And go 27-18 on the year and start this series 1-0 before they go back to Sarasota for the doubleheader on Saturday.
So checked in relief is Houston Wills, number 16, the sophomore for the Titans.
Sorry about that. I had the wrong player on the number.
And recently committed to Campbell University.
And he stands in here, and this first offering is outside for a ball, so it'll be 1-0 now. As Luke Boykin stands in. Wills. He is also 0 for 3 on the night. Go ahead.
Pardon me, Gabe.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the Wills will be joining his teammate Owen Simmons, both commits to Campbell.
There you go. Both electric pitchers. Doing their thing, commanding the strike zone and getting out. So let's see if Hills can do this in the 9th. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss from Boykin. Count even at 1 apiece.
Man, he really let it rip there. He was a lot of speed and power behind that game.
Absolutely. He wanted to give his team at least on the board here in the final frame. In the 1-1. Big swing and a miss there. Count runs at 1-2.
Wills with 21 Ks and 17 2/3 this year and 14 total appearances.
You can use one right now. Ahead of the count, 1-2. Runners on first and second in a 5-0 ball game. The 1-2, swing and a miss, but the ball gets away. The runners will advance as Boykin does not attempt to go. It's a strikeout for Wills, excuse me. One away here in the 9th.
Boykin goes down, but Manatee's now with 2 in scoring position.
And it's huge, and now it's Mario Trevilla now at the plate. The opening pitch, he drops just outside for a ball. Wow, good pitch. Might have been just a hair outside. Trevilla is 0 for 2 on the night. He got robbed of a stellar defensive play by Kevin Smith out there at short. Next offering is downstairs for a ball, 2-0.
Yeah, Trevilla needs to come up really big here for his squad because this 5-0 lead could be cut into massively with one good swing of the bat.
Trevilla waits in a 2-0. That one's outside for a ball. So he runs the count to 3-0 now, and I would undoubtedly assume that he takes this pitch here on 3-0 with needing base runners here in the 9th.
Absolutely, Gabe.
Your offering is inside for ball 4, so the Manatees have worked the bases loaded now with Matty counts coming up. It's getting a little interesting.
Well, didn't exactly expect a dramatic finish the way that things were going, but suddenly the direction has changed very quickly. Manatees could pull within 1 here with the 4th run represented at the plate. Counts.
That first pitch is in there for a strike. It'll bring up Matty Counts. Matty Counts is 0 for 2 on the night. He's grounded out to third twice, and he walked back in the 5th. Hills awaits. Ground up the middle. It's going to get in there for a base hit. 1 run is in. They're going to wave around the next runner. The throw is going to be cut off, and just like that, it is 5-2 Titans.
Wow. Well, just a little bouncer right up the middle. Is able to squeeze through the gap and bring in 2. Just like that, we have the tying run at the plate in a 5-2 game in the top of the 9th.
Out of Owen Simmons' stellar night, those 2 runs are charged to him. Even though they were pitched by Wills there, so a little unfortunate for the starter, but he's still in line for the W if Hills can finish this off. Still a double play opportunity. 1-0 is downstairs for the ball.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the most high-pressured situations that Houston Bulls has been placed in now this season, Gabe. He's got 1 save on the year. Of course, not a save opportunity with the lead that there was at the time, but
that one's hit in the air to behind second, more shading towards first, gives way there to Jackson for the second out. Big second put out there for out number 2 here in the 9th.
Excellent job following that one all the way over near first base. Big put out.
Now batting number 31, Cameron O'Sullivan.
So it brings up O'Sullivan now with a 1 for 3 night. And he is the tying run up to the plate. We got double barrel action in the Titan bullpen. Can't see their numbers at the moment. They're facing the other direction. First offering to Sullivan is down and in for a ball. Big spot here.
It certainly is. That was a nice job dodging that one. Be interesting to see how patient he is, knowing that he could bring this game level if he gets a hold of one.
That one's fouled off towards the Titan dugout. Went off the wall there. It'll be 1-1.
There we go. He's taking a crack at that one. Be interesting to see what the delivery is from Wills. A 1-1 count. The middle of the infield backed up a bit. The outfield is playing deep as well.
Wills awaits, and his 1-1 is lined to left, but off the netting, and foul actually goes out of play. The Titans a strike away now from ending the ball game and getting their 3rd win in a row.
Decisive pitch, decisive at bat here in a pivotal conference series.
And the 1-2, high chopper up the middle. It's be thrown, it's gonna get into center field for a hit. A little stuff for Javilla, he's gonna score. Oh, it just looked for a second there.
Like he was gonna be able to play that high hop, but no. Too high for Bryce Jackson. Unbelievable. This game continues with the score now 5-3. Lead has suddenly shrunk to 2 for the Titans.
And the top of the order comes up. It's a 2-run game, and all of a sudden, the go-ahead run is up to the plate.
Wow, wow, wow. Gabe.
That one's fouled straight back on the first pitch. Looked like a breaking ball out of the hand of Wills there. Go ahead, Titan.
And this, I was just going to say, is probably, you know, one of the guys that you would want to have come around. So it's fortunate for the Manatees that they've made their way back around through the order to have Browner go up against Wills in this spot.
Owen is slap foul to the left, not a play, and once again the Manatees are down to their last strike. I mean, what a little decent comeback, and if it wasn't for that go-ahead run in the 6th for the Titans, excuse me, it would have been a 1-run ball game.
Yeah,
Wills awaits.
Proving.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the mid, strike 3. And that's the ball game. The Titans hang on. And they win their 3rd in a row. 5-3, the final. They get out of that mini jam. They keep the lead. And they continue their winning streak here in Bruce Bochy Field.
A close shave right there down to the wire, as we could have seen this change even more in a heartbeat. But that is going to push the Titans to 27-18, 15-13 in conference, as you were alluding to, Gabe, that this is their 3rd straight victory, taking the last 2 in the doubleheader against Daytona State on Saturday. Now we will go to a doubleheader at State College of Florida, Manatee, for Saturday, starting at 1 p.m. for the front half. It is going to be exciting if it is anything like what we just saw here tonight.
Absolutely, getting the opening win in game 1 of the series. Got down to the wire there, like you said, Ty, so very exciting series ahead of us. Like I said, doubleheader coming on Saturday, and what we've mentioned all day was, of course, the big first inning, the great pitching matchup for Owen Simmons and what he did to slow down these Manatee hitters. But the stellar thing that I was so impressed of this evening was the defense. And not just making routine plays like you should, but making stellar plays like we saw all night.
Yeah, absolutely. Gave the spectacular defense, spectacular pitching as Simmons rolled from the mound to go 8+ strong. And that brings them to within 2 games of each other in the conference standings. State College of Florida Manatees 17-11, while the Eastern Florida State Titans are 15-13. 2 more to go, and that could be tied up if the Titans are able to sweep the series.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure doing this with you, Ty. A great day today, a great game with us. As they take game 1 of a 3-game set, Titans winning 5-3. Any final thoughts, Ty?
No, Gabe, I just want to agree with that sentiment. It was an absolute pleasure to be out here at Bruce Bochy Field for a beautiful evening of baseball. 5-3 Titans win over the Manatees, hanging on down in the 9th. And for our partners, we just want to appreciate the opportunity to be able to have this through the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting in Eastern Florida State. I'm Ty Heckathorn. That's Gabe Vasquez. I want to thank everybody for listening. Have a great night.